Salvation by faith alone is unbiblical. The only time that phrase faith alone actually occurs in the New Testament is actually in James, where James is saying we're not saved by faith alone.
Faith alone actually is in the Bible, and we'll see what James is talking about when we don't take a verse out of context. In verses 14 and 19 of the same passage, James attacks an empty profession of faith, one that doesn't actually produce anything. But Romans 4, 5, and 6 say, "To the one who doesn't work but believes in him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is counted as righteousness, apart from works." So how do we reconcile these two passages? Is faith not working, or is faith working? We know that Scripture can't contradict Scripture, and that we're saved by grace through faith, not a result of works. So if we look closer into the context of James 2, we can figure out what James means by being justified by works. He says in verse 18, "Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works." So James is showing you his faith, not God. And in verse 23, he affirms that Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. So when Abraham offers his son Isaac on the altar, that's not him being made righteous. That's his faith being fulfilled in his actions. His faith is being exhibited to be true. This is what it means for us to be justified or shown to be righteous by works and not by faith alone. But there's a problem for people like Dr. Bergsma who want to take verses out of context so they can justify themselves by their works. James himself says in the same chapter of the same letter, "Whoever keeps the whole law but fails in one point has become guilty of all of it." So I ask you, Dr. Bergsma, and people like you who want to be justified by your works, have you kept the whole law? What will you do when Jesus asks you why you should be let into heaven, and you say because of your works, because of the things that you've done for God, because you've kept your salvation? He's going to call you a worker of lawlessness because you want to be justified by your works. So depend only on Jesus, that he is sufficient enough to save you, and turn away from the lies that the Catholic Church has fed you. Trust in Jesus alone today.